So as you can see from the title of the video, it's time for a 6-month home tour. So I am going to just show you all different things that we have updated since we've been here. It's hard to believe that we have been here for 6 months. And I'm excited about this video because it gives Demetrius and I, and also the kids, something to go back and look at and just kind of see where all of our hard work has paid off, and just being able to go back and see the house from when we first walked in the door up until this point. Now we still have more updates, but I wanted to just kind of track every few months just to kind of see where we were with everything, what we were able to accomplish, and all of that. I think we have done very good to be here only for 6 months with the different changes that we have been able to make. So I'm not gonna sit here and talk and ramble and all that. Let's get into this updated house tour. So this is the look when you first walk into our house. Now, I just love this look. It's so light and bright and airy. I love how the hardwood floors turned out. I must admit, I was a little nervous about how they were going to turn out just because it's different textures and colors, but the vision that I had for these floors went well with everything else that we have going on in this foyer area. If you remember when we first purchased this house, we had orange hardwood in this area. To the right of this area in the office and the dining room area, we had carpet. So like I said, all of that was ripped out and we replaced it with this flooring. We also painted the walls in this area. If you remember, they were more like a peach color, but I love how the color turned out in this area. We still have other areas like the dining room and the office area that we still have to paint, and I think I may go with this same color in our office area, and we may do something like a light gray in the dining room area. But back to the foyer area. So I don't think I'm going to leave this bench in here. The only reason I had our carpenter build this was so the kids could have somewhere to take their shoes off, or if we had guests, they could take their shoes off or either sit. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the videos, but I do not allow outdoor shoes throughout the house. So if we have, when we come in or either the guests come in, everybody already know how I am about wearing shoes in the house. So I just wanted to have somewhere where everybody could take their shoes off. So that's why I have that, but I don't know if I'm going to let that stay. So I guess you all would have to stay tuned and see once I finish this space. So moving on into the office area, the only updates that we've done in this area is the flooring. I do plan to replace that blind because I do like white blind versus the brown blinds. We're also going to paint. As you can see, Demetrius have already started to prep the walls for paint. The other thing that I want to do is possibly paint this bookshelf. It's actually built-in, so I do want to paint that just to brighten up this space. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with white and white walls. I guess I will have to decide once, we paint the walls. But I do have some ideas for this space. This is going to be my office space. My husband said that he did not, really want a man cave. So he gave it to me to use it as an office. So I think I'm going to make both of us like an office space within this one space because it's large enough to do that, and possibly have a seating area. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do with that space. All right, so moving to the dining room area. We have not done anything to this area besides, like I said, the flooring. And I am so happy with how the flooring came out. I liked the flooring when I saw it in the store, but I was a little nervous because of the different textures. But the guy, Twan, that did our floors, he laid these floors down really, really, really well. So, in the dining room area, we still need to paint. Now, what I have to figure out is if I want to go with the paint that's on this wall, or if I want to go with like a gray. I've been thinking like a light gray color, so we'll see. So the changes that we still need to make in this room is we need to paint. We also are going to change that light fixture out. I really want to change the blind out because I like white blinds. So that's another thing that I want to change out in that room. Basically all of the rooms in this house had these brown blinds, which I really don't care for because I just like the white, just the nice clean look of white blinds. So we've changed a couple of the blinds out in the house, but as you all know, those blinds can be expensive, especially the thick wood, blinds like that. So that's something that we're gonna change out. This rug, I purchased that from Ross, and that's really why I wanted to go with the gray, because I just really like how that rug looks up against that floor. So because as you can see, it's gray and cream, but it has like a hint of brown. I don't know if you all can see that like in this area right here. So that was the reason I picked that rug. This table is not going to stay. We're actually going to sell this table, and I already talked with my carpenter about getting a table built. I've always wanted like a long, oversized table. Nothing that I've seen in the furniture store. So when I met my carpenter and he made the other pieces, that we have, I knew, he would be able to do this piece. So it's a table that I've been wanting for, oh my goodness, I know maybe like 6 or 7 years. So we're going to get that. We're going to sell this set, and I'm going to get that table, get him to build that table for me. So that's what we plan on doing with the dining room area. So yeah, that's why I say it's taking time to get everything done, but I'm fine with that because I know we're going to have exactly what we want. And as far as Demetrius with having say in what goes in the house and all that stuff, or however you want to put it, he kind of leaves all of that up to me. So if it's something that he does not like, he'll tell me, oh, I don't like that, I don't care for that. And of course, I listen to him because it's his house too. But for the most part, he pretty much likes, he likes all of the ideas with the flooring, with the paint, wall colors and all of that. He pretty much just let me pick all of that out, even down to the flooring. He didn't even know what the flooring looked like until he actually went to pick it up. So yeah, so that's the dining room area. Did I tell you all the light fixture? Okay, that's the other thing we're going to change. I don't remember if I said that or not. So that's the dining room area. First, I wanted to show you the floors, how they kind of transition. I really didn't want to have like a transitional piece going across there because before when we purchased the house, and I wish we would have gotten more footage of just like the floors and all of that, but we did not do any of that. But when we first purchased the house, it was a transitional piece going this way, and it was like a hump. You know what I'm saying? So when I talked to the guy that did the flooring, I, asked him, is there any way you can just kind of match both of those together without having that big transitional piece? So I think he did a great job doing that. And I think the floors that I picked kind of transition to those floors good. I think it flows very well. So what I wanted to do was just pick out colors for this floor that would complement that floor, because it was expensive to get that floor removed. That's like the real deal tile in there. And so I like how it flows now. So yeah, so that's that. So what I decided to do with this room was to go with the farmhouse theme, because I felt with this floor, I needed to go with a farmhouse theme in order to just kind of have this room to look the way that I wanted it to look. I just don't feel like if I would have done a modern look, it would have looked good with the flooring. So I am very pleased with how this room has come out. We actually painted this room as well, because it was a peach color, as you can see from the previous video. One of the things that I wanted to have in this room was like an oversized sofa, because this is a nice size room. This room is huge. It's actually 500 square feet. So I wanted to have big pieces in this room just to kind of not fill it up and make it feel cluttered. But I did not want smaller furniture in this room, to whereas you had a big, huge room and, you know, you had small furniture. So I think we was able to achieve that with this sofa. When I saw this sofa at Rooms to Go, I knew it was the perfect sofa for this room. I just felt like adding these pieces into this space really just fill that wall up without it feeling cluttered. So I really wanted to try to figure out what I can do with this space. I'm still not finished. The reason that I have those pictures on each side is because we plan to get that TV mounted onto the wall. Maybe within the next 2 months, we're going to get that done. I also need to find a ottoman to go in that area. Another thing that we changed in the family room was the blinds. I don't know if you all remember, it was vertical blinds here. That was the first thing that I ripped down because I could not stand those vertical blinds. So it kind of took a minute to figure out with this blind, because we actually went to a company that specialized in blinds, because this window is a large window and you can't just go into go into Lowe's or either Home Depot and purchase a blind for this size window. So it was going to be quite expensive for them to do that. And I went on YouTube, I did some research. So I decided to go and get 3 blinds and see if that would work. So what I basically did was measure the window, divided that by 3, because we have 3 windows, and I went and got 3 blinds. This blind on the end and this blind is the same size, and then this blind is a little wider. And so I asked my husband if he could put those up, and we kind of put them to where it looks like it's 1 blind when it's actually 3. And the only thing that I did was I removed, you know how you have that handle here to open and close the blinds. I removed those 2, and then I left the one at the end, just to kind of give that appearance that it's 1 blind when it's actually 3 blinds. So if you have a huge window and you don't have it in the budget to pay $300 or $400 to get anything custom made, this is something that you can do until you get to the point where you can do that. Now I eventually want to put, I think it's Roman or these type of woven shades. I'm not sure, but I'll link it or put it in the video somewhere. But I want to put those up eventually. But as for right now, those are just fine. These are some drop cloth curtains that I made. At first, I wasn't a fan of them because the room was bland. I didn't have anything else going on as far as the shelf units. But once everything kind of came together with the shelves and the blinds and all of that, I'm really liking how those look. So I'm going to leave those drop cloth curtains up. So moving on to the kitchen area, we actually matched the existing paint that was in here. We matched that with some new paint, and Demetrius just went over those walls just to give it a nice clean look. I'm not sure if we're gonna end up painting this the same color as this wall. I'll take you to this wall so you can see the color difference. This is the family room area, and then this wall right here is the kitchen area. So you can see the color difference. So eventually we may paint the kitchen the same color as the family room. So, all right, so moving back to this side, the only thing that I think have put up, are the cow pictures. And I like those cow pictures, and it just adds a pop of color. And it's just kind of on, something that will add some color to this wall. I also, on the pantry door, I actually had that wreathed up for Christmas, but I like it there, so I decided to leave that up. The next thing that we changed or added was these lights under the cabinets, and that was just really easy. The only thing, I purchased that from Home Depot, and the only thing is you just stick them under the counter, and then they come with this remote. So moving on to the appliances, of course, the house did not have a refrigerator, but we have a refrigerator. We actually have two. We have one in here, and then we have one in the garage. So we added the refrigerator, and we also purchased new appliances. We did not purchase a dishwasher because that one is fine, and we really don't even use the dishwasher like that. But we purchased a new microwave and also a new stove. Now, this stove, you can bake or you can use the convection oven. So it does have that option. What else? The only other thing that we are going to change out is the faucet. So I actually have my eye on the faucet. So hopefully within the next, maybe the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have that changed out. And we're going to change out, the other thing that we want to change out is this light fixture. And Demetrius and I was talking the other day, and he wants to, now this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen in the next few weeks. But, later on, we want to get recessed lighting going all the way across to that dining area over there. And we also want to get recessed lighting added to the living room area. Or family room. I don't know why I keep saying living room, but the family room area. One of the other changes that we made in the kitchen, we did not have any type of blind. So it wasn't any privacy right here. And you would always have to close the curtains, if you wanted privacy. So one of the other things that we added was these blinds to the door, and I purchased those from Home Depot as well. So it's just something that's small, but it added such a big difference, and it gave it such a different look in this area. So the pantry area is another area that I wanted to change as far as the shelving. When we first moved here, or when we first purchased the house, we had the wire shelving. So I had the same person that put in our flooring. I told him that I wanted these shelves, and he told me he could make it happen. So the first thing that I did when we moved in was ripped out those wire shelves. So I asked him to give me extra shelf at the top. That way I can kind of store other items up there that we may not use all the time. So I am happy with how these came out. They are really, really heavy duty. These aren't going anywhere, and you can put whatever on these shelves, and they are very sturdy. So I have not had a chance to get this organized how I want to get it organized. But like I said, I am very pleased with how these shelves came out in the pantry area. So that is the end of this house tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The only thing that I did not mention is the flooring in all of the bedrooms and the hallway. We did replace all of that carpet, but I will not be showing those areas in this video. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'm excited with all of the changes that we've been able to make so far. I am pleased with everything. And I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, in everything that you do, please remember to do it big. Bye, y'all.
When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her smile, then you've been in love. That's how you know you've been in love. There's something about the way she laughs and the way she always dances when she thinks nobody sees. And when she's gone, I miss her so. I tell her, baby, please don't go. I think you should stay with me. And I really get what the love songs are talking about. Oh, and I just wanna tell her how I feel, scream it out loud. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever lost your head? Have you felt like you were out of breath when you saw her in that dress? When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her smile, then you've been in love. That's how you know you've been in love. Upside down, I just don't know what to do. I wanna spend the night with her, sprinkle one of my t-shirts so it smells like her perfume. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever lost your head? Have you felt like you were out of breath when you saw her in that dress? When your heart is beating fast and you're